morning. Today we will be seeing how we can connect to JDBC using NetBeans. Alright. So here, first of all, actually the codes are already written over here, but I'll just repeat the entire thing, what happened here. So first of all, you will go to your project folder. So right now this is the project folder. If you have noticed that in my project folder, this is a bit, this one is red in color because the JDBC, that is the JDBC connector for the MySQL is not registered here yet. Okay. So since I am going to make a JDBC program, alright, so the first thing that I have to do is that I have to register my JDBC connector. Alright. So for that, this is the library. Alright. Let me close all these things. This is a different, let me close all this. Okay, I'll save it. Alright. Now you go to the library of the project folder that you want to, now if you have, like in this case you can see like there are 4 projects, for every project you may have 2. Okay, so in my case I want to connect to this one, BCA 2016. So I will click over here, okay, right click on this, okay, and you have to download this this connector, MySQL connector. I have already downloaded it and I think I have kept it somewhere in this one, Java compilers, NetBeans, yeah, MySQL connector, Java. Okay, so you can download different connectors. This is a Java, MySQL and JDBC connect, means JDBC connector for the MySQL. You can have it. Oracle comes sometimes by default, or else you can, if you want to connect to Microsoft Excel, you need to have that connector. If you want to connect to Microsoft Access, also comes by default. Alright, so if you need special all these connectors, you can just bring it. Alright, you have to just download. So right now this is the only connector that I want to connect to, that is this one. So I will go to my NetBeans, this one, I will right click, I will say add jar folder, okay, jar/folder. So I click on this. Now I will go to that folder where I have downloaded it. So that is, it is in Java compilers, NetBeans, MySQL. Okay. Where's my jar file? It's been removed. Okay, so I have connected it. Now you have to see whether it is there or not. Still connecting. Alright, so here I don't think so it has come over here. Not yet, because my folder is still empty. So just find the this is the jar file. Okay, so I need this. So we'll do it again. Libraries, add jar file. It's acting funny. It's not going inside that folder. It's always going to rename. I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this and let me keep it in my desktop. Okay, let's see from here. Alright, so it's there now. Stop. Yeah, there is the jar file. Alright, that time it was not entering. So this is the jar file. I just say open. Okay, and you should be able to see, once that is done, you will be able to see it here. Yeah, there. Can you see that? MySQL, Java. connector Java. Okay. So once you have that, now you can do your Java coding over there. Alright. So what I did is that I have already got a table. I will just show you the structure of this one. Okay. So you know what is this? This is MySQL Workbench. Okay. This is the graphical part of, like, you may be used to typing those select star and all those things in SQL commands, isn't it? So you can do that way also. You can create your table and everything that you are used to. All right. But in this case, this is a MySQL Workbench, which is nothing. It's a graphical way of entering data and all these things you can see. Okay. So in this, in my MySQL, like, this is the workbench. And you can see that that is also made by now, or MySQL is also owned by Oracle. Okay. So okay, there it is. I think I will connect to this one. Okay. Asking for the password. Right. So you can see that I have got a student schema. Okay. Inside this, I have got a table by the name student. Okay, and inside the students there are certain fields like student name, student roll number, and student class. All right, so these are in MySQL. Fine. So if you want to see what is there in that data, so these are some of the data. Only two data are there, A, B, and 28 and all these things. Fine. So what I want is that my Java program should extract those data and display it in the screen now. Fine. So I'll have a total means full explanation of how the code works, but right now I'm just showing you how to connect to MySQL and run. All right. So here is the code. All right. Now I'll just show you a little bit. What is happening is that we have the JDBC driver. All right. We are trying to connect it with this JDBC. We are having a we are connecting to the student schema. Okay, that's our schema, and then we are supplying the username, password. Okay, then this is where you are going to first of all connect with the class name first. Okay, means your class name has been registered over here. Okay, then what you do, you use your driver manager. This is the connection string. Okay, I'll explain you the total thing, but right now we know that we are connecting to the student schema. Then we are saying select star from student, the table. Schema is like the entire schema, and then table name is student. So I am running this. So this is a string variable. Okay. Then we are running it through that STM means your statement query, and then whatever result set we are getting it, we are storing it in this RS, and then we are looping around till we find the last record, and it is displaying that student name, student roll number, and student class. Those attributes that you show in the MySQL. Fine. So let me just show you by running this program. Okay. There. Can you see that it is connected and it has got data like A28 and this one. This is exactly the same thing that we saw in the this one, isn't it? Now a little bit of explanation of what's going around here. Okay, though a detailed explanation will be given to you in the coming classes also. Okay. So what is happening here is that, as I told you, first of all, you need to import your java.sql, because this is the most important. All the classes and those namespaces or all your packages is inside this SQL. Fine. Then the first thing that we do is that we have to create a JDBC driver, isn't it? So this is the driver to connect to MySQL. You may have written it down last time how to connect to Oracle, to Microsoft Access, and all different strings are given to you, isn't it? So this is the JDBC driver for MySQL. Fine. Now you're going to tell the URL, means the path of your schema. So this is how you do that. JDBC :MySQL //localhost. Localhost because my server is in this laptop itself. Alright. For all of you, the server is different. If you remember, your server is, you know the IP address of your server. So you will be writing that IP address of the server over here. And then of course this will be actually your username. Your schema is created according to your username in this institute, isn't it? So you will write your username over there. Fine, because that's your schema. Then of course if you have a username and password also, you will type it. Okay. Then you have got Then this is just a global declaration of all those things. Now we come to the next part where we create a object called con, which is of type connection. Similarly, we create another object of type statement, which is called STMP. So this is our connection object, this is our statement. Okay, the next thing is that we register our JDBC driver. So this is where we are registering class dot for name, and this is how you register for MySQL. For Oracle, for MS Access, we have got different strings. Alright, so this is where we are registering. Fine. Next thing is that it's just printing out connecting to database. Fine. Now once you have registered, the next thing is that driver manager dot, it is trying to get the connection. Connection to whom? To that particular schema, that student schema, isn't it? And using the username and the password that I am supplying. Now if you do not have username password, you can only supply the URL only. Alright. So once you are done with this, the next step, so we are now connected. Fine. So connection is established. Now we need to create a statement. The connection, CONN is the connection, is going to create a statement for me, and that one will be stored in that STMT. That is my statement. Now what is the purpose of the statement? The statement always runs all the SQL queries, isn't it? So here is my first query. This is a normal string variable SQL which says select star from student. So this is the statement that I want to run. Now how do you want to run? Because this statement is already connected to my schema, so I am saying statement dot execute query, but which query? The SQL, that is select star from student. Fine. Now once you run a query like select statement is going to return you all the record that is there in the table. Now once you do that, it has to be stored into something called a result set, okay, which is going to store the entire, like the name, the roll number and the class in this case. So everything is stored in this RS. Now this is statement like rs.next means if there is a next statement, means if there is means any more records left, okay, it will return true as long as there is some record still left in the result set. Okay, so initially actually in this database there is 2, in this table there are 2 rows, isn't it? So for the first row it is true, so it will get it, and then rs dot, since my first variable is of type string, so you have to say get string. Okay, rs is the result set dot get string. Next one is a number, so I have to say get in. Okay, and you have to say the name of the field. Fine, and you have to store it in the respective normal variables. Fine. Similarly, you are getting student, which is of string, and we are putting it this way. Okay, this is very important. Okay, because it's almost the same thing whether you are writing the code for let's say you are making a software for a Windows based system, means like a desktop application, or let's say web application by using JSP. You will be using the same type of connectivity. Alright, so this is same way. Fine. So now once you got your name and your roll number in your class, then we are just printing it out over here. Okay, so this is the loop, end of the loop. So this will keep on going as long as there is a record. Fine. After once it is done, the next job is to close the result set, close the statement, and close the connection. So we have closed everything. Now in case there is an error, this is your catch part, which is going to catch different types of exception, and if not, then it is finally coming out of and saying this statement. So that's how it works, and it prints this results. Clear? This is a summary of entire JDBC. Okay, what is happening to it. Okay, so we need a connector, very important. Then we need to register our driver, create the connection, create the statement, and then execute the statement, get the result set, and then loop it around and display the components. Alright, so that is everything about this particular program over here. Okay, so I will stop here for this.